Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to introduce yourself to the masses out there?
Hi, I'm Kells.
And what do you do, Kells?
I'm making Calico, which is on Kickstarter right now. It's a game about magical girls running cat cafes.
So the cat mom is real in this call between the two of us.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's rewind a little bit before we get to the Kickstarter. Even though I have linked that in our Discord channel for anyone in the Discord that wants to check it out now, as we're doing the interview, what initially got you started into game design?
Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of when a start point would be. I've always been into games. My dad brought me up playing Zelda and everything like that, and then I was really into game design growing up until I moved to Seattle when I dropped out of college because I went to college in Fargo, North Dakota, and I didn't want to die in Fargo, North Dakota. So I left and I was just going to be visiting Seattle, and then I ended up staying there. And there's such a big game development circle in Seattle, it's kind of hard not to fall into it. So I started working at Microsoft, and I just through that started meeting more and more teams that I wanted to be like. And then my friend came over and we started making Calico.
Awesome. So was the idea always to do something involving cats and magical girls? Were there no other prototypes or anything?
I actually think that was my first idea, and we weren't planning on making a big game. So I went to GDC 3 years ago, on a scholarship with Microsoft, unrelated to working there. And right after GDC, I was just like, I need to make a game. It doesn't matter if it's good or long or big or anything. It needs to exist. So this was going to be that little prototype, and then it was just like, well, I can't stop making a magical girl cat cafe game. It doesn't exist. I need to make it. So I
Yeah,
just kept doing it.
totally. And, it's interesting because cat cafes have been popular in Japan for quite a while, but we're starting to see more and more crop up in the US, which is really interesting.
Yeah, there are three in Seattle where I am right now. But actually, no, I think there are four. I think we just opened another one. Um, so they're like really getting big here. I'm still waiting for a raccoon cafe. I would also settle for a possum cafe. I just really want them to exist.
I want an owl cafe. Like I love cats, don't get me wrong, but
Yes.
like the little teeny owls are like, oh my god, so cute.
Yes. I want owl cafe, rabbit cafe, raccoon cafe. Like honestly, I need them all to exist.
So now that we've gone through all the expansions for the game, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, interesting story about rabbits, really quick, is that for the longest time I thought I had never seen a rabbit in real life until like 2 years ago. I was at a convention and one of the staff members had brought their rabbit into the con room and they were taking care of it while they were in the
Oh,
con room. And I was like, oh, and I was losing my mind. And I got home and the first thing I did is I called my mom and I went, Mom, I saw a rabbit for the first time. And she's like, what are you talking about? You owned a rabbit. I said, what? And she's like,
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I got you one when you were 3. We got rid of it like two
Oh,
months later.
oh my
I was
gosh.
like, I don't remember this at all. I feel like
Yeah,
I've been lied to.
my childhood friends had a rabbit, and it made me think that you could just have rabbits like from outside. So I would always try to catch a rabbit, but you really can't anyway. So that's probably for the best that I couldn't.
Yeah. It's like, look, Mom, I brought home 20 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for the fans out there who are checking out the Kickstarter right now, congratulations because you have surpassed your goal. I'm sure you're feeling really good about that.
Yeah, it's really great. That was in like the first 2 days, and it felt so weird because we tried a Kickstarter in October, and we had just made a bunch of tiny mistakes so that it didn't make its goal. But it was such a long month, and this hitting the goal within like 3 or 4 days, I was just like, oh God, I feel like it's been 30 days, but it's only been 3 days.
Well, so for people who might want to be in game design themselves or might want to do a project that involves Kickstarter, would you be willing to talk about some of those little mistakes and maybe say some pointers for the people out there?
Totally. The first thing was I thought the first go around that I had enough connections to get this information beforehand so I wouldn't have to make my own mistakes. And it's really hard to find this information, especially up to date, because I read probably 100 articles on Kickstarter, but the problem is the game changes so rapidly. So hopefully people listening to this, if you're doing a Kickstarter within the next 3 months, it might be relevant. I'm not sure after that. But the biggest thing I would say was our goal last time was $90,000. And the way we were able to help with that was we found a publisher, and they're not the normal big publisher. They're more of a boutique publisher, so they're not giving us money up front, but they're helping us with a bunch of stuff. And first of all, that's really nice. It's nice to have an adult in the room.
I need
Sometimes,
an adult.
yeah. So they helped a lot with getting like press information because I'm really good at making connections like on my level, but it's really hard to talk to people that are kind of in those parallel circles, but not quite exactly related. But anyway, they gave us a bunch of information, which was our goal last time was too high. And we were able to lower it with their help and planning. And so it's 30,000 this time. And kind of the weird thing about the algorithms in Kickstarter is it's not about how much you raise, it's about how much you raise in relation to your goal. So we raised about the same amount as we did the first time within the first day, but because our goal was 30,000, it showed up as 30% instead of 9%. So it quickly went to the top of the algorithm and then it got featured on the front page and all these things happened very, very rapidly that helped with our success that couldn't happen the first time. So after we gained like $10,000 the first day in October, we just super quickly flatlined because we hadn't made 30% by the first day.
No, that's super interesting. As someone who has never, so I've backed quite a few Kickstarters, but as someone who's never actually like done one myself, it's neat to know like the inner workings of it, and you got to hit that trending page, kids.
Yeah, definitely. And good gifts. That's my community management tip for everything is get a lot of good gifts. Because that's really what people want to see. And at least most of the social media now is allowing for that to like play organically. I remember Facebook used to be terrible for it, and they finally just kind of fixed it so it would play automatically on the page.
Yeah, definitely. And there's quite a few rewards too if somebody backs the Kickstarter. Do you want to go through any of those that are still available?
Yeah, that's good and bad is that there aren't a lot still available. They got taken pretty quickly, but unfortunately, like they're things that are limited in a way that we can't keep opening them. But we do. So one of them is to get your pet in the full game, and I think that's so cool, and I'm so excited. People have already like the people who backed it already sent me like images of their pets, and I'm so excited. One of them's a little ferret with a little tongue that sticks out. So good. Um, but we still have some other ones. The unlimited portions that we have are you can get obviously a build of the game, and then you can get in our Discord for our beta and our alpha. And then the other thing is you can design a pet toy or you can design a potion to be in the game. You can also get your name on a bench that will be in a pretty park in the game, which I think is really cute. But not a lot of people have backed, which is funny to me because I just thought it was such a cute little like you'd go up to a bench and it'd have their name and like a quote from them. And then oh, we also have an art book and a zine, which will be really cute, and I'm super excited for.
So now we haven't actually had a lot of chance to talk about the game itself. So can you explain like the different aspects of the game? We know that there's going to be like a cat cafe and there's magical girls, but what do those things have in common?
Yeah, well, first of all, I can't believe that I can't find another Magical Girl Cat Cafe game. It just makes a lot of sense to me. But this one is kind of a little bit a mixture between like Nintendogs and Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon, in that it's a day in the life simulator. You just go around and you do whatever you want during the day, and you can build. Basically, you've inherited your aunt's cat cafe, and at the time that you get to it, it's empty. And you need to fill it with furniture and a bunch of different animals. And it's not just cats. You can bring in dogs or red pandas or possums, a bunch of different. I just wanted to put all the animals in there because I love all the animals.
The ants left me a zoo.
Yes. And like she's retired. She's good. She's on a beach somewhere. She's happy.
I love how you have to clarify that. So
Yeah.
it's not like the Disney or the anime plot where she's
No.
gone. Yeah.
We don't know where the mom went. She's just always questionable storylines. And it's a magical island, so everyone on it, like, they're magical girls, and there's cat boys, and there's potions that you can buy to make your world a little more magical as well. So one of the big things that we have is you can make any animal horse-sized to ride on for quick travel, which I love so much.
I do too. I hope there's a DLC one day for a tiger. But that's just that's just selfish thinking because tigers are my favorite animal.
No, that's main game. We already have that on our list.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. It's everything I've ever wanted. Well, for the fans out there, we're going to take a very short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the stretch goals and how you can help support the Kickstarter. So make sure to stay tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't. Hey, everybody out there, that was Perfume with Chocolate Disco. I'm still here with my special guest.
Hi, it's Kells.
She's still alive and breathing. I just want to make sure. We've had some of the most awkward returns on air where people are just like, you hear the phone just go beep, beep, beep. I'll be right back. I've had those before. So, and then everyone assumes that I torture my guest backstage for some reason. I don't know why. Guys. Anyway. But yeah, so the one thing I wanted to talk about, because the Kickstarter is doing so well, is you've actually reached some of your stretch goals.
Yeah. It was our first stretch goal we just reached. Was a magical girl character creator, or I guess I should say magical character creator, because you can pick any gender you want. But I'm super excited about it because it means like I'll get images from people of all the magical people that they're creating. I'm super excited for that.
I also love the fact that you're able to have that. I think customization is super important, but I imagine it's a lot to add on to everything else in a game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where we wanted it to get to that goal so bad because we really wanted it in the game. It's just like it takes so much extra assets and stuff.
Yeah, like I'm not a game designer, but like the modeling and the different types of textures and things like that, I imagine would all be part of it.
Yeah, I'm mostly figuring out right now, and this is a little like tech talk, is how to make it so that you can make each part of the body bigger while not making like a monster factory situation.
It'll be like that girl from Willy Wonka, the one that turns blue, and you just push her down the park.
Yeah. Or like you make the feet gigantic, but the rest of the body is really tiny, or something like that. That's a little difficult to balance.
That's just Sora from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Oh, that's fair. That's valid.
Well, you have another stretch goal that's been revealed, and you guys haven't got to it yet, but there's hope on the horizon. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, it's a pet creator, so you can make any animal that you want. We'll have more customization with the cats and dogs than the other animals, but all the animals are gonna get like you can collect clothing for them, so like little hats and bows. Obviously a raincoat, since Raincoat Cat is getting pretty big right now on Twitter. Have you seen Raincoat Cat?
No, the last Twitter cat I knew of was Bongo Cat. Wait, no, I don't know a cat meme. I gotta fix this.
Raincoat Cat.
Okay.
It's just this little, so it's like a live action video of this little cat, like this little calico cat with a raincoat, like a see-through raincoat, just walking out like in like a storm, like just chilling, paddling through the little puddles. It's so cute. That's Raincoat Cat, and I'm super into Raincoat Cat right now. But
I have not attempted to put my cat in clothes, but I will take her outside into the backyard. For the first time in 10 years, it snowed in Vegas.
oh,
Like, what was it? It was around a month ago, a month and a half ago. And so, it was gone by like, the next day. But it was enough to where they canceled school.
oh,
Uh, but like, I took my cat out and she's just like, what the frick is happening?
I
Like,
know. I can't imagine not knowing what snow was and then seeing snow. It would be really weird.
the very first time I saw snow was like 4 in the morning when I was maybe 14 or 15. The
Oh
first time I
wow.
saw it fall, I was in Chicago for a convention and I was 24.
Yeah, so I went to GDC in San Francisco, and I took a train there because I did a game jam that's on a train.
Hmm.
And it's supposed to last 50 hours, it lasts 70 hours. But the person next to me was from Florida and had never ever been in a place where it snowed ever before. So we kept trying to catch the snow as we were going through Colorado, but we kept getting stopped at places where it wasn't snowing.
Womp womp.
Yeah. And then like this finally we went through like the mountains and it wasn't snowing. We're like, "Oh, okay."
Well, we tried.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how weather, like, I know this is a little off topic, but it's interesting how weather is because I spent a week in Orlando in my bunch of my trips in March. And I came back and I was just like, oh, it's dry again. I'm so happy. I hate humidity. And then other.
I actually had the exact opposite, which was, "Oh no, my lips are dry again." It was so nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's just because I'm so acclimated to it, but like I come back to the desert and then I'm literally like all of the water just drains out of my face when I come back from a place that's humid. Because and you can't explain it to people who are used to humidity too. It's like, "What do you mean it's weird?" And I'm like, "Well, see, when I go home and I get out of the shower, I get dry. When you get out of the shower, you remain sticky."
That's true. That's a good part about game dev is now I have all these excuses to go to conventions and stuff. And a lot of that is just feeling like so many different places. And my biggest thing is I always go to the beach whenever we go to like San Francisco or San Diego. It's just like first thing is I want to go to the beach.
Yeah, totally. We'll make sure to stay healthy. Bring some hand sanitizer. And are there any conventions that you have coming up that the fans can maybe meet you or your team?
Um, it's hard to say right now because we just had all of our million conventions go by really fast. I think the next one is PAX East, or PAX West, and I'm in Seattle, so I'll be at PAX West. And I'm going to be applying for some of the indie booth there, so maybe I'll be there. You can see that on Twitter. I'll post if I am.
Awesome. So if the fans want to follow your Twitter, your Facebook, your social media, where can they do that?
Yeah, so my personal Twitter is PKKAOS, and you can find my stuff there, or you can follow our game at Calico Game on Twitter and calicogame.com. And then, yeah, go find our Kickstarter and maybe at least just watch the video. It's really sweet. I like it.
Yeah, because you guys can help just by sharing. If you don't have the money right now, sharing is caring.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And then, is there anything else you want to tell the fans out there? Any words of wisdom, thank you, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world, anything like that?
If you get a kitten, get it used to clipping its nails. That's my advice.
I know, I'm so bad at it.
We've gotten the big cat really good at it. The small cat, we can get maybe one, and then we have to stop, and then we do more.
I can't get Hazy, my cat, to do it at all. Like, I have tried since she was a baby, and she's just like, nah.
No, not into it. Not into it.
I mean, to be fair, she doesn't try to scratch you. The only time she scratches you is when her nails are too long, so it's a conundrum, right? Like, curses. All right, well, since we're nearing the very end of this interview, we do have a 91.8 The Fan tradition, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate.
Totally.
Cool. So we ask everyone, whether they're a voice actor or not, if they'd be willing to do a radio bump for us. What that means is if you're willing to say a line for us. The trick of it, however, is that we do the takes on air.
Okay.
So we're not going to tar and feather you, but we are going to embarrass you just a little. So we were curious if you could say, hello, my name is, you insert your name, I do this. You can say I'm the creator of this game or whatever you want to put there. And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
All right, best of luck.
Hi, I'm Kells. I make the game Calico, and you're tuned into 918. Not oh geez, this is hard. 9.18 The Fan. 91.8 The Fan.
That last one was good. Okay, so let's we can take that first part. So we got your name and and everything else. So let's see if you can just say, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect. See?
Yay!
Insert my applause sound effect. There you go. Yeah, no, it wasn't that hard. You did a great job, and thanks so much for joining us today. We really enjoyed having you.
Yeah, thank you too.
And for all the fans out there that want to check out the Kickstarter, once again, we've linked it in our Discord, and we'll also link it on Twitter and Facebook, so stay tuned for that. And keep on listening to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't. Coming up next is the Stars remix from Gurren Lagaan.